Hey everyone, Eric here. In this video, we're checking out the ADB, the Advantage Dirty Boost from Bardic audio devices. The Advantage Dirty Boost from Bardic audio devices is just that. It's a very simple pedal. It's a dirty boost meant to give you an instant kind of compression and grit when you kick it on. Again, it's a very simple pedal. We have one control for overall output volume or amount of boost, and then an on-off control. We're going to go over different types of guitar pickups and how they sound into the boost. Right now we're starting with a single coil guitar. This is the clean sound. Let's go ahead and kick on the ADB and just see how much output volume this has. So the ADB has a ton of output volume on tap, and that can be useful in a few different ways. You know, if you have something like a single coil guitar, you can volume match it with other guitars in your collection, or you can drive the front of anything like an amp or another pedal. We'll get into more of that here in a second. But one thing that the ADB does well is it's very dynamic and touch responsive, meaning you can roll your volume back a little bit to get a cleaner sound. You can pick lighter to get a cleaner sound, really dig in to get a more broken up sound. So to demonstrate that, here is my clean sound. So right there, we have a fair amount of distortion, just like straight up volume on 10, ADB on. And now one thing we can do is we can pick lighter a little bit and roll back our volume knob to send a weaker signal into the ADB, essentially, and get it not to break up as much. So now we have my Squier Classic Vibe Jazzmaster that has wide range humbuckers in it. So we're using a humbucker into the ADB now. And another thing that I wanted to demonstrate is kind of the clarity boost that you get when you kick on the ADB. Now, this guitar is tuned to A standard, so it's a really low-tuned guitar. There's a lot of low-end frequencies going on with this guitar and not a ton of high end. So here's just the guitar into the amp. So you can hear that there's a lot of low end in this guitar. It's a dark guitar. Now, one thing that the ADB does that I really enjoy is that when you kick it on, you of course get a volume boost, but you also get, you know, those higher end frequencies and the clarity reintroduced into a darker guitar. So let's go ahead, set the volume back to about 40%. Hear the guitar without the ADB and then kick the ADB on and just listen to the clarity. Now, to my ears, that brought a lot of clarity to these like darker sounding strings and just overall darker sounding guitar, and it really works well, especially when pushing into the front of the amp and amplifying this guitar in specific. Because there are so much low frequencies, it really can use some help with a boost pedal like the ADB. Let's go ahead and crank it up and see how it sounds. And so another implementation and use for a boost pedal, especially the ADB, is running into another drive pedal to get a little bit more saturation, a little bit more breakup out of something like the HM Demon from Bardic Audio Devices in this case. So right now I have the HM Demon set up in a lower gain setting. Now what we can do is we can kick on the ADB, which has its own kind of breakup characteristic inherent to it, but then we can also push our signal harder into the HM Demon to get more breakup and even more saturation. So let's hear how that sounds. So here's just the HM Demon. So you heard there, even when we kicked on the ADB at like closer to unity gain, we did get a little bit more saturation. Now let's go ahead and crank that volume of the ADB going into the HM Demon. a wild difference right there, just using the ADB to run louder into a drive pedal like the HM Demon. Now let's go ahead and hear how the ADB sounds on bass. I have my Fender Standard Jazz bass right here running into the same amp, that Marshall style amp back there. Same settings, same everything. So that sounds pretty gnarly by itself. Let's go ahead and again stack it with the HM Demon here. Now the HM Demon has a clean blend on it, so we can kind of blend in more of our clean signal, which is very popular with bass players. So here's just the HM Demon by itself. Now let's go ahead and boost that. I hope you enjoyed this look at the ADB Advantage Dirty Boost from Bardic Audio Devices. If you did, please let me know how you would use the ADB in the comments below, and maybe throw a few of your favorite boost pedals down in the comments below too. I want to send a huge thank you to these folks right over here, my executive producers from my Patreon page, my Patreon fam. Y'all are the best. Your support means the world to me. Thank you so much. If you watching this want to help support the channel and my efforts on the internet in general, I'll leave a link to my Patreon in the description below. Thank you so much for watching again. Please subscribe to the channel if you did like this video. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're staying safe. I'll talk to you in the next video.